and for warmth. The mercury was predicted to be in the low 80s. I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal. Do you know what the top firms pay Harvard interns for the summer? Around $3,000 a week. For 10 weeks, that's $30,000. You know what he made this summer? Around $10,000? Not even. What a fool. Look at the workload, Peter. I dare say that the two of you have been spending way more time on the Xbox than at the station house. Not anymore. Cold cases are a bitch. If it's one of the college girls, that means she's not local. I'm going to have to track down people who probably won't remember much. Students are transitory. Professors leave for better opportunity. Evidence, if there was any to begin with, gets old and lost. If anyone can do it, it's you. You're such a cheerleader, Decker said. Why are you always so positive? Inborn genetics, supplemented by exercise and the right diet. Try some tofu, caveman. It'll not only help your arteries, it just might change your disposition. Once the bones were gone, Decker could comb through the grave proper. There was nothing much retrieved for his effort except sweat. No ID, no purse, no wallet, no cell phone, no laptop. No books or schoolwork. No intact clothing. But there was a piece of cloth, one small silver hoop earring, and one light gray button that might have been white at some point. He handed them over to the Scientific Investigative Division for analysis. All morning, Decker, along with Greenbury PD, searched the surrounding area, looking for something that perhaps the killer dumped or lost on the way to the victim's burial. There were lots of rusted beer and soda cans, cigarette butts, and snack wrappers left over from summer hikes and picnics. After the items were bagged and tagged, Decker and McAdams drove to the station house. Once there, Decker turned on the computer and read about Delilah Oakham. She had disappeared from Clarion College 3 years ago. She was a brunette, so she's definitely in the running. She was last seen wearing a black coat, a red mini dress, and heels. Decker looked up and directed his question to McAdams. Did the fabric look red to you? I couldn't tell a color, Pard. Too dirty. The button doesn't look like it came from a black coat. Which would make sense, Decker said. It's hard to bury a body in winter. The ground is frozen. A pause. When did Delilah disappear? Let me look it up. McAdams clicked onto her file. Right after Thanksgiving vacation. I wonder what the temperature was. Decker clicked the keyboard. Huh. First snowfall wasn't until almost Christmas. I suppose theoretically you could bury a body, especially if the forest floor was covered with stuff to keep out the cold. McAdams said, To me, the button looks like it came from a blouse or a shirt. I agree. What about the other college student, Yvette Jones? Decker brought up the file on his computer. Also a brunette. So she's a contender. Yep. Yvette's roommate remembered seeing her in the morning. She was in the dining hall for lunch. Cameras caught her leaving at 2:15. Then she went to a lecture at Murphy Hall. Investment for the socially conscious. She was caught on camera wearing jeans, a light-colored sweater over a light-colored blouse, and sneakers. The button was light-colored. Yes. Yvette was 5'4", 126, brown hair, brown eyes. We have our files, obviously, but the school didn't turn them over to GPD until a few days later. I'm sure they also have their own files with their own information. We should find out. Think they'd keep old files like that? If they didn't, they would be negligent. These are still open cases. He leaned back in his desk chair. Let's see what the coroner has to say. Give him a call. He should have the bones laid out later in the afternoon. He's in Hamilton, right? He is. Do you want to grab lunch before we go? We've got time. No, I'm fine. I'm still digesting breakfast. It's almost noon. What did you eat?